So today we're going to be trying out something different, something new, a different game from what we usually do, which is City Skylines. And this is right now one of my favorite games to play. It's an early access Steam, but it's got a lot going for it, and it's a type of game that I really like to play, and I hope you guys will enjoy as I take us on this new journey. So this is Software Tycoon, or Software Inc. It's a tycoon management slash simulation game which is currently available on Steam Early Access, as I mentioned. And in it, you get to run your own company, kind of deciding the direction of your software. You could develop the top game company on the market like Blizzard. You could become a distributor like Valve or with Steam did. Or you can maybe even just run a major market player like Microsoft, so branching off, doing a lot of different things, including operating softwares, games, antivirus software, Office kind of packages like Microsoft Office. And it's this particular game is right now updated and created by a single person team, but they have I've had this game since Alpha 6 now, and right now I think it's on Alpha 8 now, I believe. But there's new updates constantly up every day, and it's definitely by far one of the best games that I've been actually interested in. And we could easily try to run our own company and develop games and operating softwares and become the largest market player, like I was mentioning. But I thought I'd take this Let's Play and do it a little bit differently. So we're actually gonna. It seems kind of ironic. It's like going to a curry house but then not asking for curry, but we're gonna do it. So instead of trying to run our own company, we're going to actually challenge to see if we can raise $100 million as a software company without ever creating our own software. And once we get into the gameplay here, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So first of all, let's figure out what we want to actually name our company, and let's just name it Benchtop Gaming. How about that? Yeah. So it's something that we do. We'll call our guy Bob Johnson, sure, why not? And I'm not gonna worry too much about the this kind of detail, but you can see that the character creation actually gives you a lot of there's a lot of depth to the character creation. I'm not gonna go too much into the actual character creation here, since we're gonna be doing something different with what we're doing. But I'll do a couple of random kind of changes to the slider just to make things a little bit different here and a little bit unique. What is curvy? Actually, what is curvy? Oh, for eyebrows. Okay, so you can see them kind of go up and down. We'll keep it like that. All right, and so you can change your personality here. So we can make him. Let's see, what can we do? We can make him dramatic, right? And we can make him generous, and it changes your spectrum of either a hard worker or fast learner, independent, social, lazy, stressed. So clearly, our person is extremely stressed, more so than they are lazy, which is not a bad thing. But I think dramatic might not. Let's do flirt. How about that? So we have more social, less, more hard worker, and slightly more stressed. I like a more stressed employee. This is how I like to do it. Lazy, the trade-off between that is kind of lame. And we're gonna do some specializations here. We'll just pick audio for all of it. We're not gonna actually be leading much of a team, so I'm gonna reduce the lead, gives us the biggest boost to go into the game. And we're actually going to come over here, so it's a free play scenario. And we're going to start, let's start with $10,000. $10,000 to run our own company. We're going to start in 1980. And there's actually, later on, you'll notice that there's a lot of depth to this game as well. There is now actually research you could do. There's a bunch of different things that you could do. Alright, so Benchtop Gaming, run by Bob Johnson. Let's do this. So this is the start. It's not a small, it's a relatively small lot, but we have parking built in already, and you can change a lot about what you do here, and I'll go into this right now. The graphics, as you guys can tell, it's definitely not your traditional AAA 3D graphics, popping out graphics that you want, right? But it's good for what we're trying to do here. And here, so there's a couple, actually I'm trying to think about what the best way to introduce you guys to this game is. There's a couple of things you could do. Like I said, you could develop your own software, right? You can see all the releases that you're going to end up doing. We're not going to be focusing this much because we're not actually going to release anything. You can have servers in your own company. You can take on contract work, which is what we're mostly going to be working on for this series. And then you can even do research, and research shows up later on. And then the research you get, you could either license out or you can patent and essentially get some money off of that as well. So that's kind of the actual, there's a lot of things here, and you can manage employees, you can hire a bunch of different employees, you can create teams. So you can do, let's say, an operating software team or a game team. You can even automate them. So here, if you have HR training, you can automate them, give them a couple of things here, and let them kind of go on their own. Just let them set free. They can hire their own thing, do their own thing, and they'll produce content for themselves. And you can also have just staff arrival for cleaning, IT support, maintenance. So there's a lot of actually stuff that you need to consider while playing this game. And there's insurance policies. So these insurance policies are for your actually employees. So your employees will actually retire and then take out of this insurance fund. And the amount of money that you have in this insurance fund actually can attract better employees. So let's say you have $1 million pension, right, a fund, then employees will be more willing to come work for you because they know that when they retire, they can get a lot more out of it. And so there's that kind of thing that goes about too. And then you can see here, this is all the software that's released, and this goes back, so we are starting in 1980, but this goes back as far as 1970. And you can see over the last decade, all of the software that has been released, by what company, what type it is, name, category, active users, marketing, price, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of things going on in this game. And you can tell this is why I actually like this game a lot. And you can even buy stocks in your own company. Other companies could potentially buy stocks in you. And then you could buy out companies. Let's say you have enough money. You could buy out companies. And the way you would do that would you come in here. So this is a list of all the companies that are in the game. And you can see how much they have in their bank, how much their actual net worth is right now. So clearly we're at the lowest. We started with 10,000. So the addition of myself has upped our company by $200 worth. Of course, I am totally worth $200, and you can see if they're bankrupt or not. It seems kind of self-explanatory there. Fans, the number of fans. So when you release something, the number of fans you have might dictate, how much hype behind the game, how much you can actually sell. You can actually go in here, look at the person's, the company's kind of stocks or the charts, basically how they've been doing business-wise. So this one, I can tell they're losing some distribution here, just spending a little bit more on distribution. And their balance is increased about 1.2 million over the last year. You can look at their stock once again. So I could purchase a certain portion of this person's stock, this company's stock, and then later on sell it for more. And you can see their products. And in their products, this is the really cool thing. You can see, okay, this company in 1974 released this console operating system, and they have since made three more sequels. And you can see the quality of their work, what release date, how many active users, what the retail price, how much they've made, how much they've sold. And you can actually even buy IP off of these companies and then remarket it for a certain amount of money. Of course, that's what we're mostly going to be focusing on. And it's a feature of this game that I haven't really looked into that much, so I am actually half winging it, half going along with you guys and trying to figure this out right now. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting, right? And so here it's almost like you can see this is basically like how, if you guys ever played Sim City or something like that, this is essentially how it looked like too, right? And so this is what we're going to do. Let's just build in a little bit right here. Okay, and so now we just add in, let's say, a door. Or I really don't have that much money. I only have 3,600, so I don't want to spend too much money here. We do need to furnish ourselves with at least a computer, right? Because we are supposed to be a software company, right? And we'll give ourselves a computer. And one of the things I like to do here is actually change up the art style. So we'll give the room at the outside a reddish look. The interior, we'll make it like a little bit teal. The floor, we'll keep it a little more beige. Right, and then we see here there's not enough light, so there's a couple of things here. You can see that there's lighting that we need to consider. Environment, if there's a lot of really big industrial heaters, employees may not necessarily want to work there. They'll lose interest in it. You have noise as well that you need to consider. So once again, if you put a large industrial heater, it's pretty loud. And then temperature as well. Temperature is more for the computers and later on for the servers. You want to make sure the servers are in a relatively cold area, right? And so we'll actually do this by coming in here, adding some windows. And this is actually, there is compatibility with the Steam Workshop. So now we have enough light. You can see with 354 lux. And this does have compatibility with the Steam Workshop. So there are mods out there that can change things up, make things a little bit better, more interesting. I am currently running just a vanilla version of this game, and so we're gonna put in a heater and a ventilation just so that this area is well ventilated. And you can see our environment slightly up. Let's say if I put in, let's put in a big plant, a floor plant, and there we go. Now we have 137, and you can actually later on add even. These are actually new things that I haven't seen in a while, but excuse me. And then here's all the servers, and you can see, this was like the special machine, so a break room for your employees. And this is the servers, and as you go through the years, you can see what year the server is actually unlocked. So in 2000, you get a server rack that has a higher durability and higher bandwidth. And so you can see the bandwidth through the gray does change a bit, right? So, all right, that's that. Next thing we want to consider is actually adding in our team. So let's look at our managing team. We automatically start, the name of the team is core. Let's rename this team to boss team. Why not? We can change the vacation. Let's change it to December. We'll give ourselves 10 hours working day. It's quite a bit, but we are running our own company. We got to deal with it, right? All right. And then, so the first step is click here when you're ready for this for the next day. So this will skip any unused time. And we're already starting to get you're heading for bankruptcy. So in our first month, we spent 7,998 of our 10,000 capital, right? That's going to be an issue. First of all, go into the contract. We will look at a couple of things. I'm going to pause this right now so we don't lose any time. So you can look at basically each of these looks like they're about a month long, and every single quote unquote day is a month. So you'll see it went from January to February, and you have a required quality. It ranges from horrible to outstanding. I think horrible is the lowest, but that's the that basically means what is the minimum you need to do to make the money, to be paid the money that you want, right? And we get a cost per bug. So there's a couple of things that you have to consider, right? So you get upfront $910. When you finish it and you return it, it's $8474. If you fail to turn it within the month, you lose $3,300, right? And so there's a little bit of risk here. And right now we're a one-man team. We're gonna want to pick something that's easy to do. So something that's horrible, we'll just do this. It's very simple, no artist needed, just horrible. Upfront is $1,000. It pays more than this one upfront, and you get more at the end. All right, and so we'll accept the work. We'll assign it to the boss team, and I'll show you here how it does. So I get $1,000 for accepting it right now. And the way that this game works, actually, in the beginning, you have these mini games, and so these mini games allow you as the player to come in and actually help yourself move faster and quote unquote code faster. And that's the idea here. So this is like an early game kind of thing, right? Later on, when you have these full, huge marketing teams or whatever, everyone's working for each other, there's absolutely no need to be doing this. So, that's that. So we're actually looking at it now, we're already at 100%, right? So we don't need to bother. We can just go on to the next star. So we're going to promote. And then once again, mini game. This one is just a simple typing in all the words that float down, and we'll keep an eye out on the goal because our idea is to make as much money as possible as quickly as possible, right? And so there is a slight delay, and then we'll go into beta. We'll just skip that, and then we'll just release it. So we'll take whatever bugs comes in, and voila, we have made $10,000, and that's the first step to our $100 million. Now there's going to be a lot of grinding. I'm going to admit that right now, but it's inevitable. I will probably not show you guys all of the grinding in this game just because I'm sure you'll find it very tedious and boring, but we'll make do. Right? So actually, I'm going to come in here and see if we can get in just a little bit of help. Actually, we're already at, wow, my guy is working really fast. Ooh, we have a lot to do here for the oh wow, we are actually moving really fast. Look at that, we're already done. Boom. Done, easy. And we might actually even consider letting the bugs get fixed here. So we'll fix one bug, it's fine. I think we can even maybe squeeze in just one more. So you can see here, in order to get the 13,000, we need to hit good, which will take a lot more time for us. And since we're only a one-man team, I don't think we can get that in a month, right? So we need to right now just deal with a bunch of smaller issues here. So I think we're gonna go with actually, let's do this one. Let's just do the simplest one here, and we'll help our guy out a bit, keep an eye out on that tag. 56, 79. So I don't know how this series is going to work yet. It's something that I'm considering or working on right now. And so now our guy has gone home actually. But since we're still here, we can still play this mini game to make some effort and make some progress. And so this is how we're going to make money, to make use of all of the time we have, because in this game we really need to make as much money as possible each month. And the faster we do that, the more time that we spend doing this, even if it requires a little bit of our own work, the better. And the overall arc is, maybe once we get enough capital, we can buy someone's IP, sell it, make some money off of it, and make some money that way. So we're just gonna release this. And so we made, right there, look at that. So in our first month we have made, looks like 25K. That's incredible. That's insane, right? And we're gonna make money basically by doing this for the initial first few steps. Later on down the line, we might you know, get a bigger team just to do contract work, and we can even get a receptionist, things like that, and really make progress towards our goal of getting $100 million. And I'm probably not going to show you all of the grinding that goes on behind the scenes. I doubt you guys want to see that, and you know, just to make it easier on you guys. Oh, so I missed it right there. Just to make it easier on you guys, you know, I'll skip around and just keep you guys, you know, progress updates on what I'm doing and how I'm doing. Right. So we're already at 50. Looks like we're already at 50. Oh boy, there we go. 81%. Come on. Oh, I didn't get around to it. There was that one that was just right there. At 100%. Done. Moving on. Let's do this. And we can actually take a loan to speed up the progress of this, and so we might actually consider doing that as well. Okay, contract work done. We do horrible. Ooh, $11,000 for a horrible. Well, that was quick. Look at that. Wow, that was really quick. Wow, we did that in less than an hour. That is pretty impressive. Like, that was way too easy actually. We can tackle maybe a mediocre. And so you see the mediocre, we definitely have, it's definitely going by a little bit slower, but I think we can be able to finish this before the end of the day. There we go. But I highly suggest you guys take a look at this game for the actual gameplay, not just for this random kind of challenge that I'm putting up. You know, there's a lot of depth to this game, and I like it. I like the way that this turned out. And I'm definitely happy with the amount, you know, when I got in, when I did, because the developer of this game has a very active Reddit, and they actually take a lot of user input, and he really makes really makes an attempt to you know, take feedback and build upon the game, and I really like the way that you know, that kind of works. So you could classify this as almost like an indie game. So I don't think you made as much money this month. Oh, one more. I just need one more. Come on. Give me one more break. Oh boy. There we go. That's 100%. Delay and release. So, see how much money we made. Yeah, we made not that much, only 9. So we definitely didn't make as much in here. You can see we can take a loan. We can take a loan up to $100,000. We'll pay it back over time, and the interest rate changes depending on how much time you take it for. But what I really want to do is actually come into here with all companies. So look, our worth is already 5 times what it was. Pretty impressive. Let's really come into here. This is the next highest. So I did put it on difficulty setting of hard. So, you know, there's definitely a while to go before we can get here. But if we look at this, they have a IP that is wildly profitable, actually, and I'm sure they're gonna want $1 million for it. So there's no way we can reach that. We want to look for a game company. Games tend to sell for cheaper. This is a game engine company. So it looks like they weren't profitable for this one, but then they became profitable. How much is this? They want 264K. And this is after 13. So when you buy this IP, since these are all sequels, you will essentially buy all 13 of these. Remember, we're trying to get through this entire game without producing products even once. So it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. They want 400,000 for this. What about this one? They want 141 for this game engine, which is widespread and sells for 18. 141. So we could take this loan for 104. So we end up with 100. Let's take this loan, right? I wonder if we can. So it doesn't let us take out any more, right? Okay, so we have 156. Let's come in here. Let's buy this. There's 2 active users. That's kind of an issue, and it was released in 1978, so it's been 2 years out. I don't know. It's definitely a risk. Maybe we can find something else on the market. This is 5 million. This is a 2D editor. Oh, we could buy this 2D editor. Let's do that. How about this? We'll buy this Photo Studio, released in 1978 2D editor for 120. So now if you go into our releases, it shows up, right? But we didn't build this, and then what we can do now is actually we can port this to, let's say, we can port this to multiple different operating systems, right? And so we'll spend a little bit of time the next week doing that, while I continue to make a little bit of contract money. And so hopefully the idea here is we're going to port it and then we're going to sell it for more, or sell it for just a little bit extra money, and then we'll eventually trade the IP back to make a little bit of money off the IP as well. And by the end of this day, we actually want to end up with a company that has absolutely zero in its portfolio. That is the goal. It's a weird goal to have for a software company, but it's a goal that we're going for. And why not? You need to approach games unconventionally. You don't just play games the way that the creator wants you to play it, right? We wanna do things differently. I'm just kidding. Play the games the way the creator wants you to play it. That makes the most sense. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's just an idea that I came out with. But yeah, let's see. Come on, I just need one. There we go. Oh, nice. And we're already here. So we're already porting. Let's do this. And the faster that we work on this, the more money and kind of runway we have, since we need to pay off the loan as well. And so we're gonna automatically lose about $6,000 a month due to just the loan itself. But as long as we make at least $6,000 a month, we're good. Right? So promote, beta, yada, release. Okay, so we've made some amount of money now. Oh, we're actually paying out for licensing too. That is a new one that I am not aware of. Oh boy. Can we let's we might be bankrupt real quick. Let's pay for a radio marketing play and see if we can make just a little bit of money off of this. Oh boy. I am expecting a pretty bad, pretty nasty month here. It's gonna be a really tight month, So we'll see. We have 27,000 right now. We'll see how much money we end up with after the month changes. So we lost 7,000 that month, and we're getting a tag saying you're headed for bankruptcy. I mean, that's because we don't have much money to begin with anyway. So, you know, I'm not surprised that the game is notifying us that we're running out of money. Oh boy, that was a close one. All right, we're at this. Let's promote this. Oh boy. Right, so the majority of this game is going to be grinding out these contracts until we can get a full-fledged team that is big enough that can deal with contracts and porting and stuff like that. But for now, this will have to do. Promote, beta, release. So last month we lost 26,000. I mean, yeah, but it is what it is, right? So why don't let's hire an employee. Let's hire a programmer who does system work. We'll give them 3,500. We'll look at their personality, make sure that they can work with us, and we'll pay an amount here. Shirley Martinez, 47 years old. Let's hire her. So we're gonna now pay $3,000 a month to basically afford to hire Shirley. But now we have 2 workers here, so theoretically we might be able to get through this faster. So we do need to give her another workspace. Let's resume. Okay, so she'll probably show up next month, but in the meantime, let's do one more contract here. So yeah, this is just an introduction to the first episode. I will check back in with you guys afterwards to see how much progress we've made. I'll do a couple more grinding off screen, and we'll see. This may or may not be an actual tangible series, a tangible challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless. And we have really stacked the deck against ourselves, and that's the fun in this, right? So we'll see how it goes. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.